Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be talking about some new releases So I am not normally very good with releases, honestly, at all. I don't keep up with a lot of them, and I don't like follow or have like a ton of set of authors that I'm like really obsessed with or anything like that. So this is an interesting video for me to do, but I wanted to try to support a lot more of like the indie authors and the Christian authors and stuff. So I did some research and I put together a list of stuff that interested me. A couple of these I may have like known about, but a lot of these, it's just from my research and what sounded interesting. These are all either Christian or like clean, closed door romance authors type of thing, or like YA, whatever. It's all supposed to be clean from the author's bios and from like what the book says. So everything is supposed to be clean content. If it is not, then they have lied to all of us, but I don't think anything is. So I'm gonna start in just like of what's going on here starting in March, and we're just gonna go down through my list. I think I stopped in like September just because that's like when a lot were just not really, you know, a lot. I realized that especially for more indie and Christian authors, they just don't announce all the time, like way ahead. Not the same way that, say, like Lauren Roberts, her last book in the Powerless series, Fearless, is coming out in April. Everybody knows that, and I'm not gonna have that mentioned here besides me just mentioning it right there. But like, I've just noticed that those bigger and more traditionally published, they announce and have like the dates out a lot earlier, and I feel like just indie and Christian don't seem to quite as ahead as traditionally always does. But I don't know, maybe that's not actually true, who knows. But I'm just gonna run down this list, and I'm going to give you a little bit something about it, the author and the release date. Hopefully something interests you, something that you can like be like, oh, that sounds interesting, I want to keep that on my radar. So the first one comes out, I actually have two that come out on March 4th, so very, very soon after this video premieres. And the first one is It's Time to Talk to Your Kids About Porn. This is by Greta Eskridge, and this comes out March 4th. This is actually one that I just finished reading for an ARC, so I actually can speak on this one, and it was absolutely fantastic. I can't wait to talk more about it in my wrap up for the month. I highly recommend this one though. It was a 5 stars for me. I think every parent, even if your kids are young, should read this and should prepare. It's got a lot of great resources and practical like things and talks, and it's all like laced and lined with compassion and Bible verses and stuff like that. So it was fantastic, and you should definitely check it out if you're a parent. The second one that also comes out on March 4th is called Welcome to the B&B, or Welcome to the Honey B&B, I think. Yeah, because I think it has that like bee theme, but it's like B&B as in bed and breakfast. I mean, I have a picture of it. This is by Melody Carlson. This is actually a Christian, I believe, author and book, contemporary romance, that is coming out very shortly. And I don't know, the cover was just so cute, and I was like, oh, this, you know, this seems cute and fun. So basically, I think the premise is that a girl named Jewel moves back home with her 13-year-old daughter to like her parents' house, and she tries to convince, or she does convince her parents to turn this old farmhouse into a bed and breakfast, basically. So I was like, I love bed and breakfasts and stuff. They're so cute and darling. And so I thought, oh, a little contemporary romance that's Christian with that. I thought that sounded really cute. So that is another one that's coming out very, very shortly. And then next is March 5th, and we have one release on March 5th, and that is The Magic of Light by Jordan Abitz. Might be saying that wrong. This is, I think, a newer author. I think this might be her first. I might be saying that wrong. If this is not her debut, then I apologize. I might be getting her confused. But This is a closed door romance, but it does have heavy themes, and people have been saying to check the trigger warnings. And I have noticed when people say closed door romance, sometimes it is a bit more high on the tension side. So just keep that aware, you know, be aware of that if you're not so much into the tension, if somebody or an author says just closed door romance, sometimes the tension is higher and it's a lot closer to that line. Not all the time, but I found a lot of times if they say closed door, it is. So again, haven't checked out this author, haven't read this, but it's on my radar, so maybe I will, maybe I won't. But yeah. And the next one comes out March 12th, and this is one that I actually knew about because this is one author that I keep tabs on, and that is Love and Other Chances by Tracy Bach. This is the second one in an interconnected standalone Christian romance. The first was Love and Other Goals, which was a 5-star for me last year and my favorite book last year. This one follows Tegan, one of... So in the first one, it follows Lana, and she has two best friends, girl best friends. And so this one is following one of those girl best friends, Tegan. It is a second chance romance. I'm really excited for this one. The first one was really, really good. She has given a small warning. The first one, I know a lot of moms had their teen girls read. You know, it was really great, had some great Christian themes. This one is second chance, and because of some of the content, like the storyline, she said that there was one instance of a mild cuss word, like once in the book, that it had a purpose, and she, you know, she whatevered over it and stuff, and she felt like it was very purposeful, and because of the storyline or the whatever that she put it in. So I don't know how I'm going to feel about that, but she did say it was literally just one. So, but just a fair warning that there is apparently going to be just one in this book. There's not any in the first book though. And then next we have on March 27th coming out Secret or Shut Out by Leah Brunner. This is also a closed door romance. It's a hockey romance, and I have heard that this author, even though I haven't read from this author, I have heard this author is a bit steamier, higher on the tension, closer to that line. So if you're not one of those readers who wants to, you know, is fine with going all the way up to the line as long as it doesn't cross it, then she might not be for you. But this is like the fourth in this hockey series of hers also. And most of these, when they're like a rom-com series, most of them you don't have to read in order, but you definitely like get little bits and pieces from other stories and like a little bit more enjoyment, especially if you like them, if you do read them in order. So some people might not want to read this out of order anyway, but that one is coming out. I also did just want to mention, and I did not write all of these down, but quite a few closed door romance rom-com authors are coming out with a little whimsical rom-com series. I guess it's kind of like lightly magical, but not like maybe like magical realism or something. I'm not sure. But it's all like rom-com. They're interconnected. They're all in the same place, set in the same place. And I'll like put like an image up or whatnot of them. But this is starting to come out early March. And the books will continue to come out every like week or two or something. And I think it'll like round up at the end of April. So keep that in mind if any of these are authors that you like or have liked their style. This is one that I'm kind of interested in because I do like Emma St. Clair and Jenny Proctor decently well. And they're two of the authors in this. Some of the other ones I haven't checked out yet, but I've wanted to. So it might be one that I'm checking out, but that is just coming out from the beginning of March till like the end of April. So, all right. And then the next one coming out on April 8th, we actually have two coming out April 8th. The first one I'm going to talk about is Some Like It Scott by Pepper Basham. I have a Pepper Basham book, but I have not read from her yet. And I also did get this one as an ARC, so I'm going to be reading it before it comes out in April, which I'm really excited about. She is a Christian author though. She writes clean romance. And this one is about a travel writer who travels to the Scottish Highlands, which I'm really excited about because my family is Scottish, so I'm just really excited for all the Scottish vibes. All right, and then the other one that comes out on April 8th is Illuminary. This is the first book in a Christian YA fantasy series, and it's by Shauna Schroeder or something like that. I, butchering all the names. I don't really know much about this besides it's a Christian YA fantasy. So if it looks interesting to you or you like that genre, you might want to check it out. Then on April 20, not 20, oh my goodness. On April 14th, we have The Rules of Courtship by Casey Stockton, I believe, coming out. This is the third in a series. It is a Regency romance, and it's sweet and clean romance. So if you're into the Regency era, I haven't read a ton, so I'm not sure if that's really my vibe or not. But I have been trying to find some authors maybe to dip my toe in and see if I like it. And also on the 19th, another Regency romance is coming out, and that one is A Reckless Courtship by Martha Keyes, which is also the third in a series, which is funny that two Regency romance that are both the third in a series are coming out so close to each other. But this one said that there is a touch of suspense, lots of fun banter, and all swoon, no spice. So I have no idea on the level of how much banter, tension, whatever is in either of these authors. Then on the 15th, we're going backtracking a little bit because I want to talk about the Regencies together. On the 15th, The Accused by Kara C. Putman comes out, and this is actually a Christian mystery suspense. This seems kind of like a little bit political drama too, because I believe a college student is accused of murdering another college student, and so some of it is taking place as a court case, which I really like political type of stuff like that, so that's why this one in particular kind of caught my eye. I was like, and I haven't read a Christian mystery suspense yet, and I've been wanting to try one, so this one is definitely on my radar personally. And then this is just one that is coming out in April. It doesn't have an exact release date yet, but that is Alice Taylor is More Than a Princess by Jen Atkins. She is another clean rom-com writer. This is supposed to be number 5 in the Bailey Brothers series, I believe, and it's also supposed to bridge the gap to a new soccer series that she's going to be starting. It's a closed-door secret billionaire, and her bio, Jen Atkins' bio, does say that she is a Christian. I'm not sure because I haven't read any from her whether or not she has any Christian themes in her books or if they're just clean. But there is that. And another one that comes out April 15th, which I totally somehow spaced that this also came out April 15th, sorry about that, is First Love, Second Draft by Becca Kinzer. She is also a Christian romance author, I believe, and this is a second chance redemption story that I think one of them is a writer and one of them is a baseball player. I have heard of this author. I haven't read anything from her. So yeah, but this was a cute cover. And now we're going into May. So lots of fun books here. Coming out May 1st is Truly Medley Deeply by Kate Watson, I believe. This is number 5 in a series. Again, a lot of these are kind of later in a series. But this is a kisses only, secret identity, forced proximity romance. So then coming out May 6th, this one sounded really, really interesting to me, was The Betrayal of Eden by Erin Phillips. I have not checked out this author yet, but she is one that has really intrigued me. This is a YA reimagining of the Count Monte Cristo, but fantasy, which I was like, what? It's also got some suspenseful mystery elements to it, and I want to say this author is Christian. Don't quote me on that, but I think she is. Whether or not this book will have those themes, we'll see. But that just, the whole YA fantasy retelling of Count of Monte Cristo was, I was like, oh my gosh, give it to me now. So I'm really excited about that one. Also coming out on May 6th is The Double Play by Anna Conwell. This is the 4th in a series, and it is a Grumpy Sunshine baseball romance. This one is described as all the sizzle with no spice. I also don't think I've read any of Anna Conwell, but I think I've kind of heard that she's a little bit more on the tension side also, if I'm not mistaken, so just keep that in mind. And then May 20th of this year, there is another small town romance, Christian small town romance. That's the second in the series, and that is called No Place Like Home, and it's by Betsy Saint something or another. It's right here. All of these names, I can't. But yeah, this one, I haven't read the first one, and I almost want to say the first one came out not crazy long ago also. But the cover was so cute. So if you haven't noticed, I do very much judge a book by its cover, and that's a problem, but you know, everybody does to an extent. So next on June 3rd, moving into June now, we have Reverie, I think it is, by Drew Taylor. This is an author I've been really interested in checking out. She writes some romance rom-coms, but she has had some like political aspects into hers also, which I really love that and stuff. And I also think she is a Christian, but I'm not sure if her books specifically are labeled Christian. But this is like under women's fiction, romance, hope, healing, and humor is what this one is. So I'm just not sure completely what it's about, but I've been very interested in this author, so. Then on June 10th, we have Everything's Coming Up Rosie by Courtney Walsh. Now, I've only read one Courtney Walsh book, but this one in particular really intrigued me because I did learn a little bit about Courtney Walsh after reading that one book, and I know that she has a background in theater and stuff, and I really love that. I'm also a theater nerd, and so the fact that she's making a whole book on theater, I was like, yes, I'm so excited. This is a contemporary romance, and it's taking place, like it is about a theater production of Cinderella. So I'm just really excited to just read a book about this. And I really loved like her just theater gab and little hints of it throughout the other book that I had read. So I'm just really excited for a whole book about it. And then on June 18th, we have Awakened by Rosanna M. White. This is also a Christian fantasy. I can't remember if this is YA or if it's just normal, but it is Christian. The first line of the little like summary thing, synopsis, that's what it is. The synopsis was, where land meets sea, two worlds clash in a fury of wind and waves. And I just thought that sounded like really intriguing. I was like, ooh, very intriguing. And the cover is very pretty. So there's another fantasy one for you. And then on July 1st, we have another Pepper Basham book. This is the Highland Heist. This is the fourth in the Frederick and Grace mystery series, I guess. I haven't heard of this series, and now it's made me more intrigued to check it out by her. But this takes place in America and Scotland, I believe. I think like most of it is supposed to be in Scotland, but I was like, another one in Scotland. Now I want to read you. So, and then going into August, because apparently I only had one in July, we have two on August 5th, and that first one is When the Road Comes Around by Katie Powner, maybe? I can't remember that last name. This is a Christian contemporary romance, and it's set in the rural Montana mountains, and I believe it is like a second chance redemption story. So there's that one. And then also on August 5th is All Else Sales, right? If All Else Sales by Emma St. Clair. This is another clean contemporary romance, and it's actually an enemies to lovers, and I believe she's a school nurse and he's a hockey player who got injured. And for some reason they're going to be sailing. I don't know. I don't read the synopsis because I don't want to be spoiled for things. So those are your highlights. Then on August 12th, we have What the River Keeps by Cheryl Gray Bostrom. I shouldn't even try with these last names anymore, my dear goodness. This one was described as a compelling story of forgiveness and redemption that explores the beauty of the natural world. And it also said that it had like discussion questions at the end of the book and stuff, and it'd be great for book clubs. And I thought, oh, that sounds kind of interesting, so I put it on this list. And then this one on August 19th is Gelato at the Villa. by Robin Jones Gunn. I think it's Gunn. But this was the author of Tea for Elephants also, I believe. So it's another friendship story. I don't think it's the same people though. And she is a Christian author. This one takes place in northern Italy though. So if you really liked the first one or enjoyed her writing or whatnot, or not the first one, I guess, because it's not in the same series, but you know what I mean. She's coming out with another one this year. And then for my very last one is First Comes Marriage, Then Comes Murder by Donna Mumma, and that comes out September 1st. So that's my last one. This is actually the second in the Woman of Winton's, I think it's Winton's series, which was like a giant department store like in the 50s. And so this is set in the department store in the 1950s. I read the first one as an ARC last year and I quite enjoyed it. I think I gave it a 4 stars. The atmosphere and the setting of the 1950s was like really well done and really there. And I highly enjoyed it a lot. I love that era and time period. So I really enjoyed that. So I'm definitely interested in checking this out. It's kind of like a light mystery aspect with very, very light Christian themes. There was not a ton in the first one at all, but it was like there every now and then. So, all right, that is, I think the 25 books, I think is what I had. 25 books that I wanted to just kind of go through, make you aware of. These are ones that caught my eye, that were clean or Christian or whatever. I tried to put in a few genres that I don't typically read just because I do want to branch out and I know other people like those genres. So I hope this was helpful. I hope you found something that intrigued you. And if not, and you still watched the video, thank you so much. That's so sweet of you. If there's any new releases coming out this year that I did not mention that you're really excited about, please tell me about it down below in the comments. I would love to hear more. And I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.